connecting the dots once again. Once we have the media pasteurized and it's clean, we have sterile bins, bins and lids that we stash it into. In our clean pot storage area here, we have bins of all of our soil, or the perlite or the seed media, all contained. We also have a foot bath before walking into the Connex box, so everything in here is clean. So what I have done is using our trays, which here's another one that is empty. We find that this works really nicely through working crop to crop, so not moving around. Often with, say, restoration stuff where there's 2,000 of the same crop, you're able to stay within that same bin. We often have, a dozen of each crop, so we want to keep those separated. We use a lot of these bins to do that. I take that bin, there is a large scoop.
Not before it comes in. Go.
You just scoop on out of there, and then that is what I have in here. I have then added our fertilizer to the media, which you can see the media is just beautiful. We use an Osmocote slow release fertilizer for that, and just mixing that in here. You also something, as you're trying to work crop to crop, I have approximately the amount of soil that should work for about 8 cans. I might have gone a little bit shy because anything that is extra in here, rather than using the next crop and potentially contaminating that, we then dispose of this, not trashing it, but disposing of it into our gray bins that we keep underneath the tables. Any of that, which I'm going to contaminate my hands now, any of these has whatever leftover soil that wasn't utilized, we dump in here. Then the next time we go ahead and pasteurize our soil, that is just clean soil that we just want to repasteurize. So that gets dumped into the trailer along with the 2 yards that gets scooped with the tractor. So now that I've touched something else, cleaning again, and then and again, you'll see some remnants, but all of these have been run through the pasture or the steam generator, so it should be clean. And I like to keep myself within the this tray here. I fill it up just a little bit below. I feel like this crowd is a lot of folks that have done a lot of potting up. So I won't go over the details of that. Nice and gentle. Checking to make sure we still have some happy roots. And then so I guess I could follow up with another step being, as we're getting these ready to go onto a back table, we'll have a spot cleared on the table space. Either bleached down and then rinsed, or alcoholed. The carts, same thing, using the cleaning solution so that they are clean moving from here to the back tables.
So I had heard that Lysol was the quaternary ammonia product, but it's not? Or
So what we mainly recommend in their program is using bleach to sanitize the benches or larger surfaces. The reason for that is that, bleach is pretty effective at eliminating any microbial spores, and it has immediate action. In some cases, if you read the labels of quaternary ammonium, they say like the time of contact has to be 10 minutes to be active. There's been some research that has been done testing the efficacy of quaternary ammoniums, and lab in our department have tested that they have also immediate action with other microbes. So that's something that research is coming out, but for now we're certain that bleach is very effective at eliminating right away. One of the challenges with bleach is that it can be corrosive. So what we recommend is that after bleach is sprayed in the benches, then go and rinse them off with water.
You don't suggest waiting some period of time, or?
Yes, yeah, I had a question this week. So usually when people are sanitizing benches, they do it like a couple in a row. So what we recommend is that bleach sanitize all the benches in the row. You know, probably it takes 10 minutes, sometimes even more to do so. And once you're done sanitizing all the surface you want to do it, come with your hose and rinse them all.
But you said theoretically it works immediately, so if you
Theoretically, it works immediately, but at least you want to allow them to have contact with the surface. And, you know, reduce everything needs to have a likelihood, right? And so it's like the more exposure it has with any potential microbe that is present there, the higher chances it will eliminate it.
The other distinguishing part that I wanted to bring up is any leaf debris, any plant material, say there's a couple of leaves or something that come off, that then is going to go into your compost bucket, which I have here, straight on the ground with a lid covering the top. So that goes in there and is contained. Any labeling systems, I like to clean off the label and alcohol that once again, so that it's fresh and clean. Then I have remaining soil in here. This is going into this gray bin to be pasteurized again down the line. And then those plants will then go onto a cart, be put onto a nice clean table, and watered in. But I like to move them before they get watered in so they're not dirty. And that's our system. Dirty pots from what we potted up immediately go outside, and those are going to get pasteurized, and we'll use them again next year.